Hey guys, what's going on? Is Chris here. We are looking at today's slate for Tuesday, January 21st. Hopefully, you guys all had a pretty good day yesterday. If you guys do like the video, leave a like. I definitely do appreciate it. And also, if you hit that sub button as well, like I said, we do lineup advice videos almost every single day for you guys for Fanduel. So, yeah, like I said, it was a pretty good night for us for main slate, scored a 274.7. So, it was a very interesting night because like I said, I didn't get to play yesterday. I just put in a free one, but it was really weird because this score in a couple 50-50s would not have cashed. This score in a couple double ups would not have cashed. But like I said, in most of the tournaments that I was looking at, it would have cashed. And also, we were gonna do a buy-in yesterday. But just didn't get enough people. If you guys want more information about that, let me know. But this was the lineup that we were going to use at 274.7. Doesn't seem too crazy, but the same exact contest I was going to enter. Obviously, this is not us, but this is one of the top guys up there as well. He had the same exact lineup as we did, scored a 274.7, same exact one, and won $2,000 in the small tournament. So it just depends on where you guys play. This is probably a 5 or 6 man tournament right here. 274.7. Yeah, same exact lineup. So that's what I'm saying. If you guys want to come buy in, basically what that means is let's say we want to enter the monster. Let's say the monster is $333. We find 3 people, which is $111 each. We all buy into the monster. I make a lineup, and then once we do win, then we do split the winnings. And FanDuel usually takes the money out within 24 hours, so you usually get it within then. So if that's something you guys are interested in, definitely let me know, because I know a lot of us sometimes want to play the big ones and like, dang, my score would have been this good in the bigger ones. And like I said, this is the opportunity to play in some of the big tournaments you guys may not be able to play in usually, because like I said, this 274, as I said, may not have cashed in 50-50s, but if you play in small tournaments with bigger money, people play more conservative, and then that's why you can win and take down. So that's why I encourage you guys to play some, do some buy-ins with me. Like I said, you don't always got to play the big tournaments to win. That was probably a 6 man tournament that he won, and then if he would have played a 50-50, he would have lost. So that's what I'm saying, guys. You guys definitely got to know how to to place a contest for sure, and that's why the big guys. That's why they're winning pretty good. So yeah, if you guys want to get in on the buy-in, definitely let me know. We could definitely take down and compete against these guys for sure. All right, so with that being said, if you guys don't want to do the buy-in, we do have our FanDuel DraftKings as normal, $25 per month, separately for each sport. 2 lineups per day, FanDuel DraftKings combo, 35 for the month. Two lineups for each sport. FanDuel Price Picks combo, $30 per month. Like I said, hit us up on that Price Picks. And then if you guys don't want to do any of that, $5 for 1 lineup for a day pass or $9 for 2. And like I said, we do post our have our free lineup every single day. All you guys got to do is hit us up on our Twitter, and we'll get you guys that. Also, once you're there, give us a follow. Chris Anthony NBA1 on Twitter. Like I said, message us on there. Everybody can message us now. Before, some people could not, but now everybody can. So let's get into it. We got New York and Brooklyn. This is a back-to-back for New York, so we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do here. I'm trying to find the total. There we are. 218, and we have 11.5. So they may sit. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there's no reason to play full here against Brooklyn. I mean, especially if Russell sits. But we'll see. Towns was a little questionable yesterday. I wouldn't be surprised maybe if one of the guys sits, Brunson or Hart. Hart was questionable as well. So we'll see. If none of them sit, I don't mind looking back at the whale with Towns, but I don't think you need to spend up in this game. There's other spots to spend up. Um, like I said, if Hart or one of these guys is out, once again, Precious Achua is always available. One guy that could have an okay game here is OG Anunoby, the one guy that I would be okay with taking in this game. And just because of the DVP for Brooklyn, Brooklyn's terrible against small forward area. Um, they're one of the worst. They give up 48% field goal percentage, free throw 82%, give up a ton of 3 pointers made as well, a couple of rebounds. So, and I think OG definitely could be a half decent option. But with all those guys being available, it's going to be a little bit harder for OG to hit that. But like I said, he can go and shoot the 3 ball, and if Brooklyn's that bad, he could get in there. But like I said, that's GPP just because he's been so bad. Um, but like I said, trying to got to be a little bit different. If one or two of these guys are out, OG definitely comes into play in the cash games. But GPPs, OG, if none of these guys are out. But besides that, if no one's out, I'm not really feeling anybody. Especially except what's going on with these guys. Ben's probably going to play here. I wouldn't be surprised. But like I said, keep an eye on it. A lot of you know, McBride or whoever could open up if New York does rest maybe one or two of these guys, which I wouldn't be surprised. We're midway through the season playing a terrible Brooklyn team on a back-to-back. Who cares? Portland, Miami. Let's see what we got going on here. Maybe a little bit more competitive. No, 221-11 spread. Man, a lot of these teams are just tanking this year, huh? So let's go look at the Portland defense, see what we got going on. By the way, if you guys don't know what I'm doing here, this is DVP, defense versus position. If it's in the green, that means they are absolutely terrible against that position. If they're in the red, that means they're really good against that certain category. So, um, yeah, Portland's not good. Not good at all. One of the worst defenses out there. So Miami should be able to easily win in this one. Once again, I love when injuries happen because that makes me like do my GPP thoughts. So it would be nice if one of these guys are out, but I don't think they will. If they're not out, I still think Tyler Hero's in a good spot. Bam and Adebayo, both those guys are in a good spot. I know Jimmy's back, but Jimmy doesn't care. He doesn't want to be there. Um, and like I said, it has affected Hero a little bit with him coming back, so keep that in mind. So maybe you can just go to Bam at 78. Um, Affected him a little bit too, but I think Bam could be in a better spot. So I think Hero and Bam are good cash game plays. I don't think they're GPP options, but I think they're good cash game. Moving down the list, Alfred Simons is questionable, and in that situation as a GPP player, um, I like looking at Banton maybe in a little bit of Henderson. So Banton's a bigger guard. He's like what 6'6" or so, a little bit taller than that. I'm not sure, but he's a bigger guard. Shooting guard, that's where Miami kind of struggles at. Tyler Hero. The free throws 84%, 3-pointers 3.1. I love that. So I don't mind in GPPs maybe looking at Henderson and Banton. Banton only if Simons is out. Henderson's been on such a roll at 6'7", and especially if Simons is out, gonna have to carry even more. So it's not the greatest matchup for him, but Henderson's been playing pretty good, even against a hard Houston team. He had 51, so I don't mind Henderson. Don't mind him. Like I said, and that's the one spot Miami really struggles with on the court, so don't mind looking at it. Besides that, I don't really have anybody else. Grant could be worth a look in GPPs, sorry, in cash games, but that's really it. That's all I got. So probably Henderson's the main dude in that one, and Bam and Tyler Hero in cash games. Orlando and Toronto. Let's see what we got going on. We got a 214 in Orlando by 1.5. So we'll see how this goes. I really want to attack some Toronto guys since it's such a close spread. But also, if you go look at the Orlando defense, it really scares me away. They're one of the best defenses in the league. So, but I think if you're playing GPPs, I don't mind putting in Toronto. I don't think Toronto will be high owned like Scotty Barnes. I don't think a lot of people are going to have him, but I could see Toronto taking this game here. And I could see Scotty having, a triple double once game, and I could see him getting 45, 50, 55 in this game. So Scotty at 91, I think, is a pretty solid option. Another guy to look at, Apollo Bancaro at 88. Another guy that could start going. Minutes are still a little restricted. That's the only big thing with him. At 88, maybe just go up to Scotty Barnes since Bancaro is still on that minute restriction. RJ Barrett, 8,100. Another guy that's been playing really good, but like I said, that defense is pretty solid there for Orlando. But like I said, you can look at him, but I would rather go Barnes in this situation just because he can get it done in other ways. RJ Barrett can get it done in other ways, but for the most part, he relies on a shot as well. You can definitely look at Cole Anthony. I think he'll be relatively popular in this one for a solid cash game. Not the highest usage. Well, usage rate's kind of all over the place right now, but since Paulo Banquero's come back, looks like it's gone down just a little bit. Cash game for everyone. Wendell Carter, Toronto's terrible against the center position. You can look at Isaac and Silva. The only bad thing with Isaac is the dude is limited on his minutes. His body just doesn't let him play a lot. He's been in the league for a while now, but if you guys don't know, in the beginning of his career, he got really messed up with injuries, so that's why Isaac just can't play a lot. If this dude was able to play 35 minutes, he'd easily be like $7,000-$8,000 player. But unfortunately, that's not how it is. So at 4,700, it's kind of stretching it. Kind of stretching it. I would probably pass on him. One guy you could look at if you want to go down there is Tristan Da Silva, another guy that's not the greatest, but he has his games at times, and he's a good rebounder. So he could get you what you need from him, and he's usually in the starting lineup and plays 30 minutes. So if you had to pick, I guess you go with Tristan Da Silva. If Chris Boucher's out, oh man, guys, my GPP play. I love my boy Kelly Olynyk. I've been with him since the very beginning. He went to Gonzaga. I love him. Made me some money in the day. You know what? I'm gonna go in one lineup. I'm gonna put a Kelly Olynyk only if Chris Boucher's out. This dude, you know what? he might go get me 20, 23, 24 points, and that's all I need. The guy's $3,900. Like I said, that's only if Chris Boucher's out. He's been doing this with Boucher in, but if he's out, I don't mind it, and especially with Abigail out, he's more of a usually plays small forward, power forward in real life. So that's my big GPP play. Only if Boucher's out. If Boucher's not in, don't play him. And like I said, even if you do play him in like a one-off. Don't play him in a ton of them. That's just my fun little play. So yeah, Toronto. I think this game's gonna have a little bit of ownership, but Barnes definitely my favorite in that one. Moving on to Philadelphia and Denver. As of the recording, we have a 230.5 and a 13.5 by Denver. So this to me tells me someone else is going to be out. Is that going to be Paul George? Is he questionable? Yep, yep. So looks like George probably going to miss another game. In my opinion, depending on the spread here, yeah, he's been out for two. I wouldn't be surprised if he's out again. I think Tyrese Maxey at 97. I think you could look at him. His usage rate's insane. Let's go look at this guy. And I don't mind the matchup here against Denver either. If they're going to stay in it, it's going to be because of him. And his usage rate's insane. 38, 36, 29, 34, taking 32, 23, and 28 shots. Even a blowout, in a couple, not blowout, but, 10-point games, he's still putting up numbers. So probably your better play of the day, especially with that total. So that's probably where I'm going to go there is Maxi. You can look at some of these cheaper guys as well. Jeff Doughton. Not sure if that's how you say him. Plays a little bit as well off the bench. Could get you a couple points, 20, 21, but he's probably not going to get you more than that. Ricky Cancel is probably who I'd pick more if you had to pick anyone if Paul George is out. Kelly Oubre is more of a cash game play. So this is where it gets interesting. Yabusele is game time decision. He hasn't played in a couple days. And also Drummond, I think, is doubtful or questionable as well. So let's say both those dudes don't play. Like I said, as my GPP head starts going, you got Bona, and I think Bona probably picks up, the start here and a little bit more ownership, and that's fine. I don't mind going to him because look, I mean he's pretty consistent. So I do expect him to carry a lot more ownership. In GPPs, like I said, if those guys are out, you can go to Justin Edwards for sure. But I don't mind looking at little Pete Nance. If you guys know that last name, yes, Nance. He is in the family of Larry. Um, he didn't do bad last game. 8 points, 6 rebounds, two assists. The guy shot 9 times. All right, I watched that game. He didn't look bad. Pete Nance didn't look bad. So, it's kind of like my Kelly play. This would be a lot better of a play than Kelly if those guys are out. But Pete Nance, I would probably take him over Edwards. I think Edwards is going to get the ownership. And that's the thing. If Edwards goes off here, then we're probably screwed. But he's been terrible. Absolutely trash recently. So yeah, just kind of a GPP there. Pete Nance, only if those guys are out. And that's kind of what we're looking at in that game. So moved on to the last game, we have Washington and LA. It's going to be like a 20 spread, I'm guessing. 13.5, so that means 80's probably not going to play. 228 and 13.5. This should be at least a 16, 17, in my opinion. Let me get. Yep, he's questionable. What a shocker. Yeah, like I said, guys, you can really know who's going to be in, who's going to be out. We got AD questionable. I would be very surprised if he plays here. Maybe give him an extra day rest, but also they have had a day rest. Maybe they let him play, but I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play. If AD doesn't play, Rio Hachimura definitely comes into play. You can also look at Dorian Finney-Smith. Hasn't really played a ton at all. Had 0 minutes, 1 rebound, 3 assists. But I'm saying as a GPP against this terrible, terrible Washington team, only if AD's out, he might get you 22, 23. But as we know, Dorian Finney-Smith, even in the past, just kills us. So but yeah, Jackson Hayes, I think he becomes the more of a popular option if AD's out. Played 33 minutes without AD last time out. Only had 17, but still played 33 minutes. You know, if he gets one more block or two, gets you know, his value. So keep an eye on him. Another guy I don't mind looking at is Jonas Valanciunas. I don't think a lot of people have him, especially if AD's out. I think he could definitely smash in this spot. If AD's in, I don't like him as much. But yeah, I don't mind looking at Val in this one in GPPs. Like I said, Rio Hachimura comes into play. Austin Reeves would come into play. He didn't do anything last time out, and I'm sorry about that, but I wouldn't mind going back to the well here with Gabe Vincent. Only had 4.5 against the Clippers, which I was surprised about, but AD did play in that game. So I guess we'll just play Vincent without AD. So if Vincent's out, I mean, AD's out, then I would be more inclined to play Gabe Vincent. All right, let's go see what we can do for you guys. So, like I said, I really like Max. He has the top guy at 97. Think he's in a very good spot. Scoot Henderson, as I mentioned. Looks like Cole Anthony is now questionable as I'm doing this video. Looks like it updated. I haven't seen any of the news, so keep an eye on all that. We'll see. If he's out, Anthony Black definitely comes into play, so keep that in mind. And that's a really easy matchup for him. So yeah, you could definitely put in Black if that is true. Like I said, Gabe Vincent only if Davis is out, but we probably won't figure that out until later since he always wants to say it 5 minutes before lock. I mean, for his game lock, sorry. See, who else are we looking at? No one really down here yet. Black's looking pretty solid then. Ricky Council, another guy you can look at. If Anthony's out, KCP, you can look at him in some GPPs as well. Guy that likes to shoot, always pretty cheap, but his price is pretty right where it should be. See what else we got going on. Small forward position. As I mentioned, I really like Scotty Barnes. I think it's a good spot for him, especially with Anthony being out. Could make it even more competitive. So keep that in mind, and I think he'll be at lower ownership. OGs, like I said, GPP, especially of New York, sits a couple guys, makes him more intriguing for me. And Tristan Da Silva, an okay option. That's kind of what we're looking at there. Power forward, if AD's out, definitely you can look at LeBron. Austin Reeves comes into play. Like I said, Max Christie, Gabe Vincent, Jackson Hayes, a lot of value opens up. And then, like I said, if anyone sits for New York, Preston Achua maybe in GPPs. And as I mentioned, Nance in GPP only if Yabusele and Drummond are out. And that's kind of what we're looking at. And obviously my boy Kelly, but that's like straight dart play, only if Chris Boucher's out. So, once again, thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Like I said, if you guys want to get in on that buy-in, definitely let us know. Like I said, the same exact lineup that we would have entered yesterday in the buy-in 274. Somebody had the same exact lineup, won $2,000 off it. So, if you guys want to get in on the buy-in, like I said, definitely hit us up. So, and then, like I said, FanDuel DraftKings, $25 per month each, 2 lineups per day, and then if you want the combo, $35 per month. FanDuel Price Picks combo, $30 per month, and Price Picks by itself is $20. If you guys don't want to do the month pass, we do have a day pass available, $5 for the day or $9 for 2 lineups. And like I said, hit us up on Twitter if you guys want to get that free lineup, and also give us a follow as well. All right, guys, once again, thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, hit us up on our Twitter. And if you want to get in on the buy-in, hit us up on our Twitter as well. All right, thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.